Hey Aries, I hope you guys are doing great. This is going to be your general love reading for May 1st through the 15th. We're going to take a look at the overall energy that's surrounding you guys at this time, where you are, the energy of the person that's surrounding you, any obstacles, challenges, or what might be hidden, some advice from Spirit, and your potential outcome. And then we'll wrap up by pulling one last oracle card to see if Spirit has any additional messages for you. I do like to get all of the cards out before I start interpreting them. So if you want to go straight to the message and skip the card pull, then you can go ahead and click the timestamp in the description box below. Outside of that, let's get going. So the first oracle card that we have for you for the overall energy in this reading is Not the Right Time. Let's see what we have for your second oracle card out. And what we have is Full Moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. And for your last oracle card, let's see what we have. We have Worth Waiting For. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So we'll see how all of those fit into this reading for you. But we'll start by pulling some tarot cards and we'll take a peek at your current energy. Current energy for my Aries collective, we have the Six of Wands. For the energy of the person that's around you, we have the Three of Swords. For obstacles, challenges, and what might currently be hidden from you, we have the Nine of Chalices. For advice from Spirit, let's see what we have. For advice from Spirit, we have the Devil. And for your potential outcome, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, so let's grab another tarot deck and see if we can clarify these messages a little bit further. What we have for your current energy is that we have Temperance. For the energy of the person that's around you, we have the Queen of Cups. For challenges, obstacles, and what's currently hidden, we have the Seven of Wands. For the advice from Spirit, we have Justice. And for the potential outcome, we have the Empress in reverse. Okay, so let's grab some oracle cards and get some final messages. What we have for your current energy is not enough. For the energy of the person that's around you, we have Hammer and we also have Cassette. For challenges, obstacles, and what might currently be hidden, we have Kisses. For advice from Spirit, we have Camera. And for your potential outcome, we have two. We have Heartbroken and we also have Hand of Cards. Okay, Aries, let's get into this. So what we have for the energy that's currently surrounding you, we have Not the Right Time. A win-win outcome is forecast, and we also have Worth Waiting For. So it feels as though what's happening around you right now, if you are currently in a situation with someone or you're contemplating getting into an entanglement, if you will, a situation with someone, this may not be the right time. But there is a reason that this is not the right situation at the right time for you right now. It almost feels as though the fact that whatever this is not sort of taking flight, it's not taking off, is that you're being protected from something. And that even if this doesn't play out the way that you hoped, that you're still going to come out in the end as a winner. You're still going to come out better than when you went in. And what's coming after, even though there is a little bit of frustration, I feel, with this delay and this lack of movement and this sort of not coming to fruition, what's coming behind it as a matter of timing is going to be so much better for you. So looking at your current energy, We have the Six of Wands, we have Temperance, and we also have Not Enough. Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. So I'm not necessarily feeling like you're self-sabotaging or you have, fear or ego issues. It actually feels as though you're ready to be happy in this. Like you're open to it, you're ready to be accepting, you're ready to have that sort of victory, and it feels very much like you've been patient in that regard in this process for you to get to this point of, coupledom and this happy, healthy relationship. It feels as though you've actually been rather balanced, but there's this frustration that you can't get to this sort of victory that it is that you want. It always seems as though some sort of obstacle or barrier is being thrown up in your way. There's some procrastination. The other person isn't cooperating. But it feels as though you've been sort of rolling with the punches, right? But at this point, it's kind of like, all right, what's really going on right now? Like this is not moving forward, and it's making you question whether or not this is worth you even entertaining anymore. So looking at the energy of the person around you, we have the Three of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, we have Hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, and working on it. And we also have cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So, Aries, I'm going to be honest, this person that you're dealing with, they got some baggage. They got some shit with them. And it almost seems as though whatever has happened to them in the past, the type of relationships that they were in prior to meeting you, dealing with you, they haven't quite gotten over, right? There was some sort of disappointment where they offered themselves to someone and got rejected in some way. They got, I don't know if they got played. I don't know what happened on their end, but it very much feels as though this residual nastiness from the relationships that they had prior to you keep finding their way back in, even though you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything on your end, but whatever trauma they experienced is stuck. And they're sort of replaying it over and over and over in their head. And it seems as though they can't get out of this energy long enough to give you a fair shot. Like just you by yourself without thinking about whoever it was that they dealt with in the past. That's the place that they're in right now of worry, concern, almost this self-sabotage, and they it's almost like they can't see the forest for the trees, right? So looking at the challenges, obstacles, and what's currently hidden, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Seven of Wands, and then we also have Kisses. Unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. You all can't get to this point, right? You can't get to this Nine of Cups, this wish fulfillment, this emotional, fulfillment within this relationship, this reciprocity, this back and forth giving equally and just sort of letting yourselves go. You can't get to that. Why? Because you got somebody who's battling their inner demons. Like they're fighting against stuff, they're defending against something that doesn't exist. At least not with you. So it's like you almost have this person who's like fighting their shadow. And as a consequence for you, it's like, okay, well, you're keeping me from my happy little relationship. So what the hell? So that feels like the biggest challenge that you're encountering right now. What we have for the advice from Spirit, we have the Devil, we have Justice, and we also have Camera. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. So what I'm feeling for you right now, Aries Collective, is that this is not the time for you to sort of obsess over what's happening with this person. You're going to have to make a decision whether or not you continue to sort of I don't want to say bind yourself, but connect yourself with this person and keep trying over and over, because I feel as though in this scenario, you've been the one that's consistently trying, right? And this person might be trying in their own little way, but their baggage just keeps them weighed down so much that whatever it is that you're doing to try and shake them out of this energy is not working. And so Spirit is saying that, you know what, at some point you're going to have to lay this hammer down and you're going to have to disconnect from this person, right? And not to say that every memory was bad. You all may have had some really good times, but this might be a learning lesson for you in that you cannot help someone out of their own energy. That's work that they need to do themselves. And they can allow you to assist, but 99.999% of the effort is going to have to come from them and their own healing. So Spirit is really advising you to look and figure out and make a decision on whether or not you really want to continue putting effort into this person, knowing that they're not healed within themselves. And so perhaps this is, a lesson for you and from them to learn from the past and move on. What we have for your potential outcome, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, we have the Empress in reverse, and 2 oracle cards. The first one is heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. And the second card that we have is Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. So ultimately, Aries, what I feel for you as it relates to this person is that they are not going to be the ones, at least right now, that are going to lend themselves to your happiness, to your sort of ultimate wish fulfillment. And it really feels as though the end of the road for you and this person are here. So there's going to be some sort of separation that's coming on the horizon for you all. And with the Empress in reverse, it doesn't feel as though there's going to be a rebirth or a regeneration. It doesn't feel as though this foundation is fertile enough for you to grow something new and exciting out of it. But with all that being said, with the Hand of Cards, we have options, right? And so I think that ultimately what's going to happen is that you are going to take a step away from this person because they have their own stuff to deal with. While you're over here being patient and open and looking forward to wonderful things, they're stuck in the past with whatever it is that's happened to them. And you don't need that. It feels very much like you're going to make the decision that it's time to let go of this. It's time to let go, and you wish them well and you wish them healing, but it's time for you to move on because there's nothing surfacing from this relationship. And once you let that go and you're able to sort of focus your attention on everything else that's around you, you're going to discover that there's a win in your future and that something will come in that was worth waiting for. That all of this chaos and shenanigans, this delay in your happiness and your love life, it's your options. You're going to start seeing like, oh snap, that looks like a good bet. Oh, that one too. There are going to be choices that are coming up for you that are all going to serve you very, very well. And that will happen once you make the decision to get out of this person's not so great energy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one last oracle card for you, see if there are any final messages from Spirit. And that's a lot. We are not going to take all of those that flipped over. Any final messages of Spirit for Aries? Okay, so we have a few that came out. So the 2 cards that we have for you, the first one is Be Open to Love. And the second card that we have for you is Express Your Joy. So, what I'm feeling for my Aries collective with these last two cards is that Spirit is telling you to be open. These options that are coming once you sort of separate yourself from this person's energy, it's going to be what you wanted. It's going to be worth the wait, but you have to make sure that you're open to the options and you sort of cut the chains with this person and stay in a place of optimism, right? Expressing your joy, knowing that you are going to come out of this as a winner. Even though it wasn't the right time for you and this person, it will be the right time for you and someone else. And so I think that that happiness, that optimism, once you've gotten rid of this sort of dead weight, is going to attract that into you. So Aries, I will leave it there for you. I hope that this was helpful and I hope that it resonated somehow. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future readings. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.